There were fireworks in pockets of downtown Srinagar after Pakistan's cricket team victory. There were multiple videos on social media. Some persons have now been detained for questioning in Samba near Jammu. There have been demands for disciplinary action against medical students and engineering students celebrating Pakistan's victory. BJP MP Gautam Gambhir says those celebrating Pakistan's victory cannot be Indians. Pakistan's Interior Minister went on record to say Islam Zindabad after the victory, saying all Muslims were with the Pakistan cricket team emotionally, including Indian Muslims. Sunilji Bhatt and Ashraf Wani get you more. Fireworks in pockets of Srinagar after Pakistan cricket team's victory over India in Dubai. Soon after Pakistan's victory in the match, firecrackers went off at multiple locations in and around downtown Srinagar. In Samba, close to Jammu, police initiated a probe and detained 6 individuals for raising pro-Pakistan slogans. In Kashmir, a video on social media said to be of a medical college is under investigation amidst demands of action against those who celebrated Pakistan's victory. Former Chief Minister of the erstwhile state of Jammu and Kashmir, Mehbooba Mufti, took to social media platform Twitter to ask what the fuss was all about. She tweeted, "Why such anger against Kashmiris for celebrating Pakistan's win? Some are even chanting murderous slogans, Desh ke gaddaron ko goli maro, calling to shoot traitors. One hasn't forgotten how many celebrated by distributing sweets when J&K was dismembered and stripped of special status." Another former Chief Minister, Farooq Abdullah, sought dialogue with Pakistan for peace in Kashmir.
बातचीत करने से इस मसले को हल नहीं किया जाएगा, तब तक कभी अमन नहीं आएगा। मुझसे लिख लीजिए, आप कर लीजिए जितनी जंग आपने 4 से पहले कर ली है पाकिस्तान ने। अल्लाह निजात दे, अब अगर जंग आएगी तो एटम बम है दोनों तरफ से, मरेंगे हम ही। इससे पहले कि वैसी सूरत बने, मेहरबानी करके बातचीत से इसको सुलझाइए, वही एक रास्ता है।
Meanwhile, at the Bhai Gurudas Institute of Engineering Sangrur in Punjab, groups of students clashed amidst reports that some engineering undergraduates from Kashmir had celebrated Pakistan's victory and shouted pro-Pakistan slogans. Students from Bihar and Uttar Pradesh opposed the sloganeering and there were clashes.
मैच के बाद में नारेबाजी एक ग्रुप ने दूसरे ग्रुप ने सुनी, वो आवेश में आ गए। आवेश में आने पर उन्होंने रूम में आपस में लड़ने लगे। तो ये मैच के बाद में जो कंट्री जीता था उसकी जिंदाबाद के नारे लगा रहे थे।
The Punjab police, however, insisted there were no injuries in the clashes and no complaint was made. Police said since it was a residential campus, the hostel warden was present on spot and ensured that the matter was amicably resolved.
सिर्फ मैच को जब देख रहे थे तब कोई आउट हो रहा था या कोई रन बन रहे थे, उस टाइम दोनों पार्टियों का जोश चल रहा था, तो उस समय थोड़ा बहुत इनका आपस विवाद हुआ था। उसको ये नहीं कह सकते कि बहुत ज़्यादा इशू कोई था।
However, former India cricketer and BJP MP Gautam Gambhir hit out at those celebrating Pakistan's victory. He insisted those bursting crackers on Pakistan's victory cannot be Indians.
It's shameful. When you live in a country, when you're called an Indian, and suddenly when the other country wins or Pakistan wins, you start bursting crackers, which is absolutely shameful. This is something which is absolutely not acceptable, and I think people who have bursted those crackers cannot be called themselves as Indians.
But it was former India opener Virender Sehwag who hit the ball out of the park on the woke protests at Diwali fireworks. Sehwag too took to social media platform Twitter to say firecrackers are banned during Diwali, but yesterday in parts of India there were firecrackers to celebrate Pakistan's victory. Achha, they must have been celebrating victory of cricket. So what's the harm in fireworks in Diwali? Hypocrisy, kyun Saara gyaan, tabhi yaad aata hai. There is rising anger over those celebrating Pakistan's victory in Jammu and Kashmir amidst calls for disciplinary action against medical students who are said to have participated in these celebrations. With Ashraf in Srinagar and Sunil Ji Bhatt in Jammu. Bureau Report, India Today. And Pakistan's Interior Minister Sheikh Rashid claimed Muslims across the world, including Indian Muslims, are emotionally with Pakistan's cricket team. He went on to congratulate the entire Muslim community for Pakistan cricket team's victory and then went on to say, Islam Zindabad. The question remains, why would Pakistan's Interior Minister link religion to a cricket match victory? Listen in.
मैं आज सारी पाकिस्तान की कौम को इस फतेह अजीम पर मुबारकबाद पेश करता हूं। पाकिस्तान की टीम को, पाकिस्तान की कौम को मुबारक हो। आज हमारा फाइनल था। दुनिया के मुसलमान समेत हिंदुस्तान के मुसलमानों के उनके जज्बात पाकिस्तानी टीम के साथ थे। सारी आलम इस्लाम को फतेह मुबारक हो। पाकिस्तान जिंदाबाद, इस्लाम जिंदाबाद।
What does Pakistan team's cricket match victory over India have to do with Islam? Incidentally, an equally bizarre statement was made by Mushtaq Mohammad, Pakistan cricket team's captain, after Pakistan's 1978 Test series victory over India, when Mushtaq Mohammad called it victory of Muslims over Hindus or words to that effect. Is this sports? Or is this some kind of religious war that Pakistan claims to be waging after losing to India in every war after 1947? And why would some in India celebrate Pakistan cricket team's victory? Joining me on India First is RP Singh, BJP leader and spokesperson. Majid Hydari is a Kashmir activist, and Syed Asad Abbas is a political commentator. And Syed Asad Abbas, why would some in India celebrate Pakistan's cricket team victory, especially when Pakistan links it to Islam?
First and foremost, Gaurav साहब आपको ये बता दूं कि पाकिस्तान ने कोई ठेका नहीं लेकर रखा है इस्लाम का. I am an Indian and I'm an Indian Muslim and I'm proud and I stand with my Indian team. We bleed blue and that is the truth. And for all those who you claim that celebrating, irrespectively, either team wins or loses, there is absolutely no place for somebody being an Indian true to its salt, to celebrate another country's victory or abuse Muhammad Shami and hurt him, call him agent of Pakistan, say he's taken money from Pakistan and so on and so forth. That is absolutely not allowed. Any Indian true to its blood will support Shami. Shami is the cricketer who in the 2015 World Cup match destroyed the batting order of the Pakistan team. This man has made India.
So you are diverting this to Shami. My debate, you are my guest. I completely agree with you on Shami. No debate on that. My question to you, before you divert the issue, unless that is your agenda, is why would some Indians want to celebrate Pakistan cricket team's victory? And let me take that to Majid Hydari. Is celebrating sporting victory, or is this agenda far more sinister? Are those celebrating echoing Pakistan's Interior Minister's sentiments that this is some kind of, Islam Zindabad? Majid Hydari.
Well, Gaurav sahab, cricket field is different from a battlefield, and India and Pakistan are not in a state of war. And when it comes to our constitution, it nowhere stops anybody from cheering up for any global icon or team, irrespective of their nationality.
So those in Kashmir who are celebrating are celebrating their icons. Is that what you are saying?
Sir, I am saying that my liking for Kate Winslet over Kangana Ranaut does not make me anti-national. It's my freedom of expression. Is India at war? Is India facing Kate Winslet-sponsored terror, or is India facing Pakistan state-sponsored terror? No, 2020 match is a means of entertainment, much like Kate Winslet. So let's not segregate it.
Okay, so you are saying it's entertainment.
Expression. Article 19 gives us that right even to burst crackers for anybody, be it Kate Winslet, be it Babar Azam, be it anybody, be it Virat Kohli. This is my individual.
So for you, Babar Azam is Kate Winslet. It's a source of entertainment for you. RP Singh, how do you look at these celebrations in Jammu and Kashmir? Let's say if those are medical students or engineering students in Sangrur or others in Samba who are celebrating Pakistan's victory in India?
but it's more about the mindset of the likes of Muwa Mufti and Farukullah. And the way Muwa Mufti has supported all such elements, that's the concern. I mean, she was the Chief Minister of the state, she has sworn on the national emblem, and she has been part of the system. And even Farukullah has been part of the system for long, and if they support such elements, that's the concern. I can understand it's a 70-year-old mindset which will take some more time to ensure that the things get into normal course, and then people start understanding that any act which supports Pakistan will not be accepted by Indians. No Indians will accept that. But this is a regular thing which has happened over 70 years. But again, I come back to the same issue. Why would Muwa Mufti relate this to abrogation of 370-35A? What do this have to do with 370-35A? When that's the concern, why do Farukullah have to again and again say that?
Sir, you're in government. Will you ask questions, or will your government take action, or will your government or elements only raise these issues? Because Syed Asad Abbas, those celebrating.
Gaurav, can I have another second?
Sir, I'll come back to you because I find this. I want to get to the bottom of this. Those celebrating Syed Asad Abbas, should there be disciplinary action against them, legal and administrative action, especially if they are on scholarship, in case they are getting medical seats or engineering seats against a quota which could have gone to a more deserving candidate?
All right, Gaurav sir, first and foremost, I truly think that the police and the government must and should take action as per the law and constitution. In the law and the constitution, let us remember that that is a diktat of the land. Also, as a matter of fact, I think we all of us fans, let me make the statement on India today that the Interior Minister Sheikh Rashid of Pakistan is an absolute foolish man who does not speak for the Muslims of the various nations. He can only speak on his behalf or his country. We Indians believe Saare jahan se achha Hindustan hamara, and those are the words of Allama Iqbal, and those are the words of Indian Muslim. And all those who celebrate, let me take this opportunity and condemn them. But we all fans should not celebrate a country, but we must take leave from a Dhoni or a Virat Kohli who played the game in the spirit of the game, who vibed well with the Pakistani cricketers, took the losing on its stride and follow that. We must not call Shami a traitor. Those who call him a traitor
I completely appreciate your point, sir.
Those who celebrate it must be condemned equally.
Not just condemned, legal and penal action should be taken against anyone who violates the law of the land. I completely appreciate your point, sir. Majid Haidri, those on medical and engineering scholarships, those paid for by Indian taxpayer, taking a seat which could have gone to a more deserving candidate, if they celebrate Pakistan's victory, should action be taken against them?
Well, yes, here definitely I agree with you, because these students are creating indiscipline. Actually, they are not only on a scholarship, they are on Prime Minister's scholarship, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's scholarship, and then they, instead of concentrating on their studies, they are trying to create an atmosphere which can provoke the other communities. So this is all the way condemnable. Their parents must also scold these kids that why they are behaving like leaders. They should either go for Netagiri or their education, and that too, this kind of haramkhori with the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's package. But the point is that how can you stop anybody within Kashmir from celebrations which they are resorting to for anybody, be it for India, be it for Pakistan, China, anybody? This is your individual liking about a global icon. Okay. You can't pigeonhole everything into India and Pakistan, India and China. This is beyond politics. This is beyond sovereignty, integrity and national sentiment.
I'm surprised you would say that. I'm surprised you would say that to a country that has sent terrorists into our country, including Jammu and Kashmir, and killed hundreds of innocent people. I find that strange. But then, you and I are different. RP Singh, will your government take action or only talk about it on TV, and perhaps the country will be on a bent knee?
Gaurav, the action is already initiated. You also know, you reported on the action. The Kashmir government already started taking action and started identifying people who were part of it or behind it. But the concern is the politicalization and communalization of a gentleman game. Well, there's an effort being made as if there's a war going on between India and Pakistan. There was this game, and war has been won. I mean, they are forgetting that they have never won any war against India since 1947. But this has been reflected by their minister in Pakistan as if this is a war against Hindus in the country. So all those who are playing for Hindus and all those who won, who lost for Hindus, and the Pakistanis were Muslims or Islamists. That's the worst part. That's the reason that's a concern. And then again I say, my concern is the leaders behind it, the people who support such acts.
Sir, you are the government in power. You are the government in power in Jammu and Kashmir and in Delhi. If any law of the land is being violated, you must take legal administrative action. That remains the big point, because you're absolutely right. This isn't restricted. This isn't restricted. Okay, this isn't restricted just to this isolated incident of what many in Pakistan describe as Shida Talli, as Pakistan's interior minister is called. Remember, this is a mindset. Muhammad Mushtaq said this in 1978. In 1978, Pakistan's cricket team captain called Pakistan's series victory over India, test series victory over India, which incidentally was played after almost 2 decades. He called it a victory of all Muslims over all Hindus. That is the mindset we play Pakistan with. Gentlemen, I leave you with that thought.